UNiSON has found a new studio, and their popularity is picking up momentum. But at the same time, there are more arrests in twin ships. The trio must work harder to live up to the expectations of their fans to topple Emperor Ducker. Now, they're preparing once again to hijack Ducker's upcoming concert. Ducker Tower is full of danger!
Whoa!
Your Honor!
I don't care what you do, but you are going to get that UNiSON group before my concert!
We're sorry!
That wimpy trio. Why don't you just rub them out?
Kill them? Let's...
Well, they ruined my concert, and they're gaining more fans. And they've got that dude with the crazy hair on their side. They blocked me!
Steal Ducker's music! The Lost Inheritance! Sneak into town! A shocking reality!
You know, Ducker's concert is going to be held at the big hall in Ducker Tower. We're going to have to go in again to check it out just to be sure.
Yeah, we've got to find a way to get in. But how?
That's where this song comes in. Yosaku!
What? Yosaku, that's Ducker's favorite song.
We'll have them play it all over the country.
That'll get Ducker really going.
Okay. Let's do it!
So, it's finally come to this. In our biggest push against Ducker yet, we're taking his signature song and turning it into a danceable electronic track. And with Trill's voice being a copy of Ducker's, apparently, we're sure to rile him up as we appeal to the last stalwart fans of Ducker through the use of his own singing and performance in our routine. I'm sure Ducker himself would see this as a perversion of art, but really, this sort of cover and reinterpretation of a classic just stands as a form of evolution of culture. In this case, it's expanding the concept of music for the people of twin ships by combining a beloved song focused on vocal delivery and an accompanying dance routine, showing just how well these two art forms complement each other. And as is befitting a song and story beat of this magnitude, this is easily the hardest track in the story mode. Another track that survived the move from Japanese to English, its routine is syncopated in a way that makes it much harder to fake your way through, like with the English tracks, and asks more of you in terms of the movements. The Western release of this game was made easier from the original, reducing the number of diagonal movements and rotations that were in the base game, but Yosaku still has a lot of these moves out of necessity. It definitely matches the difficulty of what UNiSON wants to do with this broadcast, and it's still one of the hardest songs for me to get an A rank on. So, since this is a track pretty unfamiliar to an English audience, let's talk about Yosaku proper. Yosaku is a folk song by a well-known Japanese singer, Saburo Kitajima. Growing up in the post-war era, he found himself drawn to singing, particularly enka music, which was this sort of Japanese folk revival focused on ballads. Part of his popularity comes from performing consistently since his first single released in 1962, including a 50-year tenure on the Japanese Year-End Song Festival. He's also garnered respect and praise for his interest in singing the praises of the working class and rural laborers. Yosaku in particular is about the life of a woodcutter. Interesting that Ducker's signature song would be about the labor of the working class when he sits up in his ivory tower, ruling over the public with an iron fist and controlling the way that the people express themselves. I suppose the irony is lost on him, and that's why we need to take the song from him and give its power back to the people. It's time for us to take to the stage again, and we can't let our nerves get in the way of this one.
My music hasn't lost its touch.
Emperor Ducker? The schedule for the concert's been set, you know.
Security's gonna be like mega tight.
Ducky.
Hey, hey, ho!
Father, it's gonna start!
Honey, it's ready to start.
I'll be right there. I'm looking forward to seeing Ducker.
Why don't you just loosen up a bit and become a UNiSON fan?
Yeah!
Hmm?
Yosaku wa kiを切る Hey hey ho Hey hey ho こだまを変えるよ Hey hey ho Hey hey ho Yosaku Yosaku もう日が暮れる Yosaku
This is Emperor Ducker's song? Yosaku done this one? UNiSON.
This time it's big!
It's broadcast in all regions. Yosaku.
What did we do, Your Majesty?
That Yosaku was pretty cool, you know.
Like, shut up!
Emperor Ducker?
They took my Yosaku.
Be careful, it's dark. Okay. Trill, don't touch anything.
Okay.
You touched something, didn't you?
Did not.
It looks like a hologram, made to commemorate the start of Ducker's show.
I wonder who's standing next to Ducker.
It's my dad.
What?
My father's a dancer, and he used to work with Ducker. They were so close they were like twins. They worked together to build twin ships. But they got into a fight once, all because of a woman.
Was that woman your...
Yes, my mother.
No way!
My mother loved to dance, and she chose my father. Ducker went wild and banned both my mother and father.
So that's why he banned dancing.
Huh?
But then, why are you in twin ships?
Because my parents used to tell me so many good things about the old twin ships. It was a fun place to be with lots of singing and dancing. I want it to return to the way it used to be. Julie, this is...
It's a dance step!
Your father put it together so that the three of you could dance. Dad, Mom! It's a cool step.
Hey! Why don't we use this in our next performance?
Sounds good. Zilla, Trill. Thank you.
He said he saw the guy with the crazy hair around. If he's around, then you know those punks have got to be near.
Let's tell Emperor Ducker, you know.
Nope, we won't tell him.
Like, you can't do that!
Oh? You know, Ducker's worthless.
You'd feel better if you ate something, you know. Whoa.
Oh, come on, guys. Just get rid of those little punks.
That's going way too far! Ducker would really be peeved with us!
It's okay. Just do it my way.
Miss June sure can get scary, you know. Ouch!
With the final nail in the Ducker Empire's coffin, it's time to prepare for the last confrontation. Until next time, the world is waiting for UNiSON.